This is an announcement for the following student. Viridion from the Narada Academy. Miss Blair would like to see you in classroom 1-4. She has some important news to share with you regarding the terrestrial phenomenon. Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode. In the last episode, we faced and captured Terrapagos, stopping its rampage, and now it is ours. I don't think it showed the dex entry for Terrapagos, at least I don't remember. I'll have a quick look. Also, I think there are some rewards we can claim, so we'll do that real quick. Ah! There's Terrapagos' picture, by the way. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Terrapagos protects itself using its power to transform energy into hard crystals. This Pokemon source of the terrestrial phenomenon. Upon sensing danger, it prepares itself for battle by creating a sturdy shell of crystallized terrestrial energy. In this form, Terrapagos resembles the world as the ancients saw it, and its terrestrial energy is abnormally amplified. Alright, let's go out and head to class. There's also a few things we can do. Hey Viridion, glad to see you. You're feeling rested and recovered after our big adventure down in the Underdepths? Yes! Oh, youth really is an invaluable thing. I'm still feeling all winged out despite having been back for a while now. But on to why I called you here. Since our return, I have been writing up everything we discovered on our expedition. Honestly, I've hardly slept. I attained Gita's permission to turn it all into a book. Don't worry, I made sure to skip a few details and omit the names of those involved. So voila, a proof copy of the book, freshly delivered from my publisher, just for you. We contain a copy of Blair's book. A proof copy of the expedition notes covering the Area 0 Underdepths is filled with long paragraphs describing what happened, along with Blair's thoughts. I behaved recklessly in the Underdepths. I don't know what would we have done if it weren't for you. You truly deserve a copy of this book. I just hope it's as significant as an apology. Ah, but there is something else I need to check with you. Would you mind showing me your Terra Orb, Viridion? I thought as much. It's behaving just like Kieran's and Carbine's orbs. I think it might be because your orbs were directly exposed to the energy from Terrapagos. Kieran and Carbine say that ever since the Underdepths, they have been able to terrestrialize their Pokemon without charging their Terra Orbs. Actually, there's one more piece of news I should share with you, related to those deepest depths. You know the terrarium core that hangs from the ceiling from the terrarium? Well, until now, I've been keeping it topped up with the mixture of Paldean soil and water from the crystal pool in Kitakami. That's how we've been able to stabilize the terrestrial phenomenon on our academy grounds. But the other day, I tried adding crystals collected from the Underdepths to that mix, and it caused the properties of the core to change. The result? This Pokemon shining in rainbow colors have started appearing all over the terrarium! And they have the Stellar Terra type! Thanks to this, my research into the terrestrial phenomenon is shining brighter than ever! Stellar type terrestrialization grants a boost to moves, but only once per move type. After you use a move, no other moves of that same type will get the boost. In Terra Raid battles, all moves will be boosted without limit. Oh, and there's one last thing. A man in a blue suit was looking for you over by the entrance to the academy. That is all I have to report for now. Thank you for setting aside some time to chat. I am off to pay a visit to my publisher, so I will leave you to it. Next time we meet, I will ask you for a good long look at Tropicos. Until then. So yes, we'll deal with that man later. We'll go to classroom 3-2. Viridian. You have my thanks for all you have done to help out the League Club, and to help Kieran. Once you become champion, Kieran withdrew himself entirely from our ranking system. Though I consider this somewhat sad, it is not as if he and I can no longer meet. More than anything, I am glad he seems to be acting like his former self once more. Indeed, I have been swept up in joy to such an excitement that I have prepared a tremendous amount of flight-enabling supplements used in my trial. Please feed your Argas the appropriate portions of it whenever you wish to fly. What? You want to fly right now? Please slow down. The supplement was never meant to be eaten in such large... Right on, we'll be able to fly now. It would seem your Argus has powered up somehow. From the looks of it, I would guess that it has gained the power to fly whenever you wish it to. Well, I suppose this is an acceptable outcome. As it happens, there is a super hard course for our flying time trial. You may attempt it upon clearing the hard course. Feel free to do so when you are ready. Koraidon can now freely fly through the air. If you press the left stick while gliding, Koraidon will keep moving forward automatically. While it is flying, if you press the left stick again, it will go back to gliding. Time for me to go. So long then. Alright, so let's go to the terrarium for a while. Cause Blair mentioned there's rainbow-colored Pokemon now. Let's fly. It's good to fly in the air. So now some new Terra Pokemon will start showing up. Let's see if we can find them. It feels so good to finally fly in the air. So you can spot the terrestrial Pokemon because they have a different glow compared to the normal Terra-type Pokemon. Now, our Terra Orb to show off, let's terrestrialize. So the Terra will shatter. Go for the capture. It's gonna break out. I don't know why, because it's at low HP and it's nighttime. what mission did I complete? Let me get some Stellar Terror shards. So this is your main way of getting those shards. Do auto battles, pick up items, make yourself a TM. So just to show, we will attack this Leo. And you can see our Terror Orb is fully charged again. So now you no longer need to go to a Pokemon Center or Terra Crystal to charge up your orb after use. You now have infinite uses of your Terra Orb, so you can Terra as much as you want. This definitely makes things easier, especially for the defeat the wild Pokemon while Terraing. Because now you don't have to run around and charge up your orb whenever you get that mission. Take a picture of a Pokemon swimming, we can easily do that. Right next to some water. Yeah, you can freely fly around. It feels so good being able to fly around, and you can fly around anywhere. You can fly around here, Kitakami, Paldea. There is no limit of where you can fly, so this makes traveling a lot easier. If you're not like specifically fast traveling somewhere, you can just jump into the air and just fly around. Yep, and then you can just land whenever you want. So if you see anything of interest or arrive where you want to be, you can just land. Of course, you can change into gliding if you so wish. Yeah, but now Stellar Pokemon will be appearing all over the place. And these Stellar Pokemon are not set Pokemon. They are random what Pokemon has. I think every Stellar spawn has, I think, a group of like maybe 3 or so Pokemon they can potentially be every time they spawn. So, so like this Lantern here may be like a Malamar or some other Pokemon when you come here. They are completely random what Pokemon they are, so there's always a reason to come and check Stellar Pokemon. Even if you are not planning on capturing the Pokemon or defeating it for its Terra Crystals. Grab some items here. I can evolve these Slowpokes into like Slowkings and Slowbros later. Back into the air. Yeah, and flying around is very useful because, like I said, you get to some areas much more easier than others compared to like climbing up everywhere. Gives you a bird's eye view of everything, so if Pokemon is spawning and you're close enough to see those spawns, you can look down, see if there's a Pokemon you're looking for, or maybe if you're lucky, a shiny Pokemon. Just flying around the terrarium pretty much everywhere else in the world is so much fun. I kind of hope they keep this for Winds and Waves in some way, shape, or form. Because having the ability to freely fly around is so good. sun is starting to arrive. Ooh, Sengoose. Really? Yeah, but really worth going out of your way to hunt these stellar Pokemon if you are planning on turning your Pokemon into stellar types, which are some Pokemon that are really good at stellar types. One of them I mentioned earlier in this playthrough is Superior. If you turn a Superior into a Stella, and you basically what am I trying to say? You basically have it learn Terra Blast. That Superior becomes a monster. Especially if it has the competitive ability. That Superior will wreck your opponent. Which I'm curious to see how it's going to do in Champions when they eventually bring back Terrestrialization in that. But anyway, you want to fly up. Because you can fly very high up in this place. And you do want to fly as high as you possibly can here. Because it's going to be hard to see. Like, look, everything is so far away from us now. You can see the dome, I forget what this is called, but basically the spear here that was holding the juices that make the terrestrial phenomenon possible. She mentioned that it changed, and it does change visually. If you go back and look earlier, it was sort of like a greenish color. You can even see like a big chunk of crystal that's in there. I don't know how on earth Blair got that in there. But, yeah, this is making it possible for stellar Pokemon to appear here. I also don't know why she doesn't have it full to the brim, but anyway. If you go all the way up here and land on top of it, you'll find some items hidden here. You will get an ability patch, some stellar shards, 50 to be precise, and a golden bottle cap. So worth going out of your way to get these. As far as I'm aware, I don't think these items respawn at all. Yeah, worth going out of your way to grab those items. Was this diamond dust? Oh, it's gone. And yeah, you fall really long way down. That, I think that's a regular, yeah, that's a regular Terra. Isn't it so good just to fly around freely in the terrarium? Let's see, let's find one or two more stellar Pokemon. Then we'll call it all for the episode. Avoid the walls. Jung. Ooh, I see a Stella right here. What Stella is behind this rock? Dugong. You got a backstrike, nice. Was this cry very late? Anyway, let's go for an overcharge. Go for the capture. So you take a photo of a Pokemon in flight. Yeah, Pokemon in flight. Well, we're right next to one right here. Let's travel. Let's head for the canyon. But yeah, flying makes also makes a lot of missions in the terrarium a lot easier, especially the find the Dittos. If you're doing a co-op session. As we pop that. Well, let's find there we go. I see one right over there. Scarring. Lock onto the Scarring, please. There we go. Bring down the Cutchel. And that will be all. So we will take off. And in the next episode, let's somehow touch a Sinistea, even though I didn't. No, let's... In the next episode, we will take on the flying challenges. As she mentioned, there's a super hard course. But we haven't done any courses besides from her trial. So, in the next episode, we will do that. If you enjoyed this episode, do you like the videos? It helps tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below in your thoughts on this episode. And share the videos, that way more people can discover my content and help the channel grow. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.